This video is going to start to explore the world of algebra. Algebra is the language of symbols, including variables. Variables are a symbol, and it's normally a letter, that represents a number. And that can change from problem to problem. So in one problem, you might have a equals 2, and in another problem, you might have a equals negative 76 over 14. It can change. That they can vary. An algebraic expression contains at least one variable and at least one operation. To evaluate means to find the value of. So over here, we are going to start to evaluate some algebraic equations, or some algebraic expressions. So we have an equation has an equal sign, an expression does not, which is the big difference. So over here we have 20 plus c, where c equals 5. So what that means is I'm going to rewrite this problem, but instead of writing the variable, I'm going to write what the variable stands for. So now I have 20 plus, not c, 5. 20 plus 5. 20 plus 5 is 25. So I've just evaluated that expression. On the next problem, which didn't get erased at all, you didn't see that, we have p minus q, where p equals 14 and q equals 13. So what that means, I'm going to rewrite this, and every time I come across a variable, I'm going to substitute the number instead of the variable. So instead of p, I'm going to write 14 minus, and instead of q, I'm going to write 13. 14 minus 13 equals 1, and I've just evaluated that expression, p minus q. Down here, we have 9y. And in math, when you don't see anything between a number and a variable, that means that you need to multiply. So, when I rewrite this, I'm going to write 9 times 4. That does not mean 9 times 4, that is 94. Be very, very careful. You may choose to write it with parentheses around it, so now you have 9 times what's inside the parentheses, which is 4. You may choose to rewrite it with a dot in the middle to show multiplication. Either way, you're still going to get your answer of 36, because 9 times 4 is 36. Let's go ahead and scooch over here, where we have 4m minus 6. And in this problem, m equals 3. So I'm going to rewrite this problem with a 3 in there instead of m. Now to figure this out, I need to use PEMDAS. I need to remember that. And PEMDAS tells me that multiplication comes before subtraction. So I'm going to multiply 4 times 3 and get 12, carry down everything I didn't touch. I have 12 minus 6. 12 minus 6 is 6. So the answer to this expression, when m is 3, is 6. Now over here I've got a little bit more of a complicated problem, not really that bad, and it's 2x squared. So what I'm going to do, in this case, x is 3/4. So I'm going to rewrite this problem with 3/4 instead of the x. So I need to square that 3/4. I need to take care of the exponent before I multiply. So I'm going to go over here. 3/4 times 3/4. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 4 is 16. I get 4 over 16. So now I have 2 times 9 over 16. And I know that to solve a multiplication problem with a whole number and a fraction, I need to put the whole number over 1. And I see right here that I can simplify. So 2 and 16 can both be divided by 2. And I get 1 times 9 is 9. 1 times 8 is 8. 9 over 8 becomes 1 and 1/8. If it helps you to see it this way, I'm sorry, 9 over 16. Without my pre-simplifying, 2 times 9 is 18. 1 times 16 is 16. Divide by 2 over 2. and you get 9 over 8, which is the same thing as you got over here. What you're going to do is you are going to solve this expression, 24 over W, where W equals 6. Think very carefully about what that fraction bar means and which operation it's referring to.